Hey, enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode
The
636.
sexiest podcast on the network.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Brian.
Hello, Tony.
Hola, or something.
We back just this week because, tings.
Tings
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, dude, yesterday, it's fucking brutal. Went over and got my new COVID shot and had a bit of a headache before I left,
Yeah,
but it's like, maybe I just need to get outside and whatever.
vibe. Get
Oh,
outside
man.
and vibe.
By the time I got home, ate a little bit. My eyes were like hurting so bad behind my right eye and my right nostril, just feeling like someone was just taking an ice pick to it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I highly recommend it. Uh,
Highly recommend.
and so I, grabbed one of my migraine pills and went and laid down and, texted with you right after I laid down. I mean, I had just seriously got into bed when you texted me and was like, I don't know about this.
Right?
So, and oh boy, I think it was about 10:30 last night when I woke up from that coma, and yeah, oh man, and it was a lot better. It wasn't gone, but it was tolerable. So I was like, oh, thank God. But oof,
I'm glad you're better today.
yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I've got a bit of a, I don't know, little sinus headache or something. Who knows? It could be today's could be something from the shot too. But I don't remember getting a headache from them before. I just, like my arm hurts. Like, like not just like where they injected it, but there's like a good like a radius of ouchie from where they gave me the shot.
The old ouchie.
Yeah. So, um yeah, but other than that, I'm good. It's just, oh man, that was so freaking awful. I hate when, at least it was only one night. Sometimes when I get them that bad, sometimes those are the ones that stretch into like 3 or 4 days. And boy, you talk about a carnival of fun. That's,
That sounds
yeah,
like a terrible carnival, Brian.
it's pretty terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Step right up to the awful migraine. Okay.
Yeah, don't mind if I do, actually. That sounds
Stab,
amazing.
stab you right between the nose and the
Right
eye. How's this
right
treating you?
betwixt.
I love it. Yep. Like, man, as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna get right back in line.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So there was that. So that's why we didn't record yesterday. So
Plus it was election day and we took the day off in honor of the
yes,
voting or something.
yes, yeah. That's it. Yeah, sure, something like that.
Exactly.
We were sitting there waiting to see if the state you live in was gonna legalize the recreational devil's lettuce or
Exactly.
not.
And recreational abortions.
True, true enough. Both
Both
fast.
fast.
Yeah. So yeah, that was good fun
Yeah, I
though.
mean, I was like, I want to make sure I vote because I do like voting. And
Yeah.
in my neighborhood, the polling place is a school a couple blocks away from me, so that's convenient.
Oh yeah, right. Mm.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up or about the same time I normally do, but I'm gonna leave earlier instead of just hanging out and watching like Seinfeld like I do in the morning sometimes.
Right.
And I got down there expecting something, I don't know what, and I just walked in, voted, and left. And then I was like, oh, I got so much time now.
Yeah.
So I ended up like,
Yeah. These ones, it's interesting because they expected more people to turn out because of what was on the
yeah,
ballot. But also it's like, yeah, this isn't a presidential year, so typically you get really low numbers for these kind of things. Like if you look at how many people actually voted in the state of Ohio for any of the things, it's not a lot of
no,
people.
people don't come out.
You know,
I kind of thought
no, they absolutely
the
should,
whole
but
like
they don't.
women's rights kind of situation and the recreational cannabis, I thought more
Yeah.
people were going to come out.
Well, the recreational people were going to come out, but then
Yeah,
they got
exactly.
no. yeah, that one I was like really sure was gonna pass. The other one, I'm like, it's Ohio, so we'll
Yeah.
see, And yeah, so yeah, it passed though. So
But yeah, I got to work so early. I was like, I'm not going in there yet. I was like, I'm
right,
just gonna. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go get myself a McGriddle because I haven't had one in a long time. And then I'll have a
yeah,
McGriddle and a
yeah,
coffee and a hash brown, and I'll sit at my desk and like a gentleman, right? What a
right.
mistake that was, Brian. I felt like shit all day.
Well, of course that
Oh
comes
my
with
god, it
it.
did me it was so good at the time, but
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
seriously, all
Well,
day.
your stomach isn't steeled for
Oh
that
my god,
anymore.
dude.
Yeah, that food's not meant to be a once in a while thing. It's meant to be a consistent diet. Otherwise, it wrecks you.
Yeah, it was bad news. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel
imagine
better
so.
now, but
Yeah. The problem is you only had one. You
oh
should have had
god,
two.
hell no.
That would straighten you
Yeah,
right out. Two hash, two
two
McGriddles. Yeah,
coffees.
you'd run all right. Sure,
Why
why
not? It's
not?
double fist everything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Double fist Tuesdays. No, that shit was rough.
Wow.
Like I said,
Yeah.
delicious in the first 5 minutes, and then like immediate regret the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's how fast food really should affect us all.
Yeah.
Is like not long after you're done eating it, you should probably be like, why did I eat that?
What was I thinking?
Yeah. I was just talking with my mom about that yesterday. We went to Big Boy
Nice.
yesterday. And
That just makes me feel happy, though.
Dude, the Big Boy she got though looked like somebody sat on it. I mean, it was a mess.
That is a problem.
But yeah, it's like, you have a little more and there was nothing really sitting on it in the bag that was heavy, so there was nothing that really should have mushed it down like that. I think what it is, like when they're rolling it in the foil thing, is I think they're kind of just pushing down as they're doing it, and it just makes for a mess. They're not fancy like McDonald's giving it to you in a cardboard container.
Well, what you don't know is back in the kitchen, the Big Boy himself is back there just dropping a pants hammer right on top of it.
Well, that's fine too. I mean, that's what makes it special.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like you got to decide. It's like, do you want that or a Big Mac? Where one of the McDonald's land gang is over there doing the same thing, except for Hamburglar, because he only does that at home. He steals the hamburgers and takes them home and
molest
does
them.
full things to him. Yeah,
I mean that's why Big Boy wears like overalls, because the sheer weight of his hog would pull his pants down. So he's got to have like shoulder supports. It's like wearing a bra for his dick.
That makes sense.
I mean, you've seen Big Boy.
That's why he's called Big
exactly.
Boy. Yeah, it's not because of the weight of the rest of his body. That 5-pound hog.
Yeah, for sure,
pants.
exactly. But good Lord, no wonder he always looks happy.
Is that a tenderloin?
God damn it, Big Boy.
Good Lord, man. This is a diner. Put that thing away. Someone's going to cook it.
Although, not going to lie, have you ever partaken in the Breakfast Boy?
No, I think you've told me about it. But
it's like a Big Boy, but with sausage patties.
Oh, yeah, that
so
makes
good.
sense. Yeah, I think that's what Wendy's does, too, with their breakfast Baconator. I think is sausage instead of hamburger.
So, I've never partaken in a Wendy's breakfast.
I haven't either.
Breakfast Baconator is sausage with an ass ton of bacon on top.
I believe so.
I got to hit the Googs.
Yeah, that's what
this
I was
might.
doing.
If this is a true story.
Here we go. Yeah, it's grilled sausage, American cheese, applewood smoked bacon, a fresh cracked free range egg.
Is it free range?
I mean, I guess. By free range, they mean they probably dropped it on the floor and it rolled around.
100%.
But it's also covered in their signature cheese sauce, which I didn't even know Wendy's had a signature cheese sauce.
I think it's only for the Baconator.
Yeah, must be.
I mean,
so it's only 704 calories.
Not gonna lie, I would throw down on that once. just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Once is the key for sure. Yeah.
Huh.
It's probably fine, but
I mean,
still fast food.
There's
breakfast,
a strong
but,
chance that YouTube's going to pull this video down because of the pornography aspect right now. Oh my God! If we,
I mean, it's no gas station egg sandwich or what was that? Gas station sausage biscuit or whatever it was that I think Graphic Novice talked about.
I mean, that's fair. There was some times when I was working up at Guardian way up by the airport that I would grab some of those Speedway breakfast sandwiches. Some of them aren't bad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Some of them, though, maybe want to just drive right into traffic. Yeah.
That's fair.
Breakfast Baconator.
Yeah,
I might have to get on one of these.
Dude, it's going to be the same result,
yeah,
though.
But,
still be like, why did I do that to myself?
For the experience. Like, I've had a McGriddle before.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've never felt that way after McGriddle. Maybe because, once you hit the age of 40, your plumbing gets all fucked up.
And there's that as well. Yeah.
I don't know what happens.
Yeah. That stuff.
Warranty ran out
for us. Yeah. We're only supposed to eat like high fiber cereals and stuff like that.
Kashi, grape nuts.
Yeah. Just big bricks of
I was about to say shredded
wheat,
but not the fun frosted ones.
Yeah. Plain, no sugar on top.
And I have to use like oat milk because anything else will kill me too.
Right. Maybe some prunes or something with it.
For sure.
Definitely pull out the super.
I remember when I was a kid, my grandma and grandpa Hyde, they always had like prunes and dried apricots and shit. And as a kid, I loved those things. Meanwhile, looking back on it, I'm like, they were just trying to shit normal.
Yeah.
they were just struggling.
Yeah. They just wanted to be regular. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I'll probably still throw down on some apricots. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of prunes, but apricot, like dried apricots and stuff like that. I'll take those. Those are tasty.
I'll fuck up a bag of I almost said fried apricots. I mean, a fried apricot sounds good too.
Maybe.
Might be all right. That's where I need a deep fryer.
Dude, I was
like, we could legitimately do someday, because I got that propane burner now to make beer with. Is I've got a big old cast iron Dutch oven. We could just go heat it up with some oil and just start frying shit in the backyard.
Fried beer can.
Like fried apricots. We could give it a whirl, see what's up.
I'm sure there's recipes.
We don't need recipes.
Well, no, I'm just saying that, like, I'm sure somebody's, fried apricots before, because, why wouldn't you batter them
and fry them? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sense to me.
I really should make some donuts or something. I really should make like actual donuts before it gets too cold out.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good idea. Hey, I'm sorry. You
they're better when it's cold out.
I mean, when it's cold out, I can just huddle around the propane burner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just let that hot grease get up on you. That'll warm you right up. Just spatter all over you. I'd recommend standing there.
Well, as is tradition.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're gonna fry anything, always.
I was to say, if I'm gonna stand in my driveway.
Oh yeah. That's fair. Oh man, I was saying I saw a recipe on Instagram a couple weeks ago for like this. I don't remember what she called it, but it was like brown sugar apple pork chops, and I was like, that sounds fantastic. And I have pork chops in the freezer. I had, unfortunately, they were boneless ones, but
can't win them
still
all.
Whatever. No, so I was like, okay, I just got to pay attention to the cooking time, so you don't overcook the pork chops, which is tough to do on those thin ones because they basically no more than touch the heat.
You like shine your phone flashlight at them when they're cooked.
Yeah. And I burn it.
Yeah, exactly. God damn it.
Yeah. It just sees my skin and is burnt.
Put it in front of your monitor when you're looking at a not dark mode page.
Yeah. So I made that up the other night. There's all these ingredients to it, but it's super easy to make. You make a sauce on the side, You cook your pork chops, pull those off, dump the sauce in there, scrape up all the goodness, cook. There's cornstarch in there, so cook it down a little bit till it thickens up. Put your apples and your pork chops in it, and basically, soften the apples. That's basically what you do, and then you're done. So super easy. But like I said, tons of it, like a whole, not really. I mean, there's like 15 ingredients or something. It's quite a bit,
fair
right?
Enough.
But dude, I sat down to eat it, and I was like, oh my God, this reminds me of something. I could not put my finger on it. And as I'm eating it, just loving this sauce. And then it hit me that I was like, this tastes like stuffing. Like the sauce, because it had like sage and nutmeg and all those things that like stuffing has in it. It kind of gave stuffing vibes, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had some mashed potatoes to put this over, because I bet this would be so good on mashed potatoes. And my mom was like, oh, I made some up yesterday. There's some in the fridge. I was like, ooh. So I grabbed those, and my gravy was so good over that, and I was like, oh, this gravy would probably be good on chicken and kind of anything.
Breakfast
pizza,
baconator,
whatever, just on a sandal. Right. I just dipped my baconator right in it, But I told her, I was like, I might just make the sauce up separately and put it on other things and see how it tastes. Like I said, on like chicken. What's funny is I almost made stuffing to go with it before I had tasted it, and I was really glad I didn't, because I think it would have been too much of the, the sage and nutmeg.
Right.
Kind of probably would
double stuffing,
but it was so good though. I for sure will be making it again, but next time for sure I'll also be buying bone-in chops.
Juicier, delicious.
Yeah. The only reason I bought these were, they were so much cheaper. You get like 12 of them for like $5 versus bone-in ones. You get like 4 of them for $12.
Those are the ones I usually buy to put on my skewer to make tacos. Although I found out that really the move is you buy like a shoulder roast, you just cut it thin because you get that fat.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Last time I did El Pastor, I did a shoulder roast, but
okay, and that's fair.
See.
So yeah. So went classic tonight. Just threw down on some, just basically made up some spaghetti and just used a jar sauce. Doctored the hell out of it, but.
I went super basic too, because we really need to go grocery shopping. So we're like, what are we? Because podcasting today, I'm like, I'm not going to the grocery store, then cooking. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, so I, red bag chicken for the win.
Yeah.
Air fried some fillets. We made up some packs of ramen, chopped up the chicken.
Oh, nice.
And then I put a shitload of that garlic Parmesan hot sauce in it and mixed it all together. Ooh.
Nice. I was thinking of that just on a sandwich.
That shit, dude, I'm burning through that bottle. It's so good.
I'm sure. Pretty sure you should probably grab 2 next time. Good. Or if they have a giant bottle, which they probably don't. But I looked at Kroger yesterday to see if they carry that, and I've only seen it. So
Melinda's beautiful face at Meijer.
Her sensual face. Now you remember when that guy told you about that salad dressing, or was it me? I can't remember. Where he was like, "This stuff's like
it was
gold."
That old guy. I was helping him get every bottle they had. Fucking psycho.
Right, and I was like, I kind of feel like that's going to be you with this stuff.
Well,
you're just going to be at Meijer, just stick your arm out and just keep walking until
supermarket sweep vibe. Well, that honey mustard I had you try. I put that, and I mix it with a little cream cheese and put it on a soft pretzel. Fucking banging, dude.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, it was good.
I like
Melinda's hot sauce. Let me pull it up.
Oh, that's funny. I was just pulling it up myself. So, I mean, people can't. Dude, you can buy a half gallon of that shit.
Now we're talking.
Oh my god, you can find it on Amazon too. So if anyone listening sees this and can't seem to find it, apparently Walmart supposedly carries it as well.
If you see Melinda's beautiful face surrounded by a wreath of goodness, I highly recommend picking up the hot sauce. I'm on Melinda's their website, and just showcased on her website, I see Melinda's preserves, a buffalo ranch sauce, a jalapeno ranch sauce, a hot honey, Huh.
Nice.
Oh my God, they got a ton of shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is you can they're out of stock of the spicy garlic parmesan, the half gallons, but normally it's like $25 for a half gallon.
Worth it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you want to go
right?
halvesies? Hell, you just
wow,
use
they
it
got
yourself.
so many different sauces. Oh my God. All right, there's so much shit, Brian.
I'll have a link to Melinda's in show notes. But oh my God, I'm getting blinded by the light. I want to go to the
preserves. I gotta see what's up with this.
Yeah.
Oh, ghost strawberry jelly. Wow.
Oh my. Seems like too much for me.
Oh, and then they just have like whole fruit pineapple preserves. So they have non-spicy versions too. Wow, fucking Melinda. Look at her. Man.
Yeah. Killing it.
I know, right?
Killing it.
Damn. I'm so excited.
I gotta tell anybody listening though, like I'm not I like a little heat, but my tummy just will not handle real heat. Like Tony talked about that habanero hot mustard. The flavor is so good on it. Like you get the fruitiness of the pepper and all that stuff up front. Then it gets hot. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Brian. I was a little proud that you went in for that.
Oh, for sure. I got to.
Well, because it's.
I know. Well, I mean, it was only a dab. It's not like I was, like doing a handful
still,
of it or something.
It's definitely a spicy little thing there.
Yeah.
And
it really isn't as spicy as I thought it was going to be. But if I put it all over like wings or something like that, I'm sure I'd be sitting there
fair
crying.
Enough.
Because it'd be too hot for your boy.
But how good is that garlic parmesan?
Ooh. That garlic parmesan, though, if you're a person that can handle just a little heat, like mild heat, it's so good. It really is almost like having a spicy salad dressing. It was so good. And I'll bet it's amazing on all sorts of things. I've been
putting it on all kinds of shit, and it is very tasty.
Yeah. Seriously, wings, sandwiches. Here we go. They recommend easy-to-pair sauce with creamy pastas, sandwiches, salads, pizza, wings, breadsticks, and practically
pizza's
everything.
A good move, too. I've definitely done it on pizza.
Pizza would be
interesting.
Yeah. So, man, creamy pastas would be interesting though, because you really could. Like, I think you were right when you said, like, we were talking before about, like, same with like wings, is that maybe you wouldn't necessarily want to use it as is. Maybe you'd want to thin it just a bit, unless you're dipping your wings in it. Like that could be a good move too. You just dip your wings right in the damn sauce.
Like I could definitely see like a chicken Alfredo and throw some of that in it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, buddy. Why not? And there is habanero in it, but it's so not up front. Like you said, it's what, like the seventh ingredient or something.
That other hot sauce you tried, the first ingredient is habanero. Yeah.
Yeah. And it for sure hits you much faster than this stuff does. So yeah, I can't recommend this enough. Like I said, especially like if you're a person like me where you like just a little heat, but you can't really tolerate anything super hot. This stuff is so good.
It's got a really good flavor to it. And it's unique.
Also, in fairness, pretty much anything that says garlic parmesan on it,
yes, of course. Good old garlic parmesan.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like my favorite of the popcorn shaker toppings is the garlic parmesan.
That's fair.
One, so yeah. So I love a garlic parmesan salad dressing. So I actually intend to get this mainly for that. And I mean, I may use it a little on some of that red bag chicken if I'm making sandwiches too, even though I usually use Chick-fil-A
I'm telling you, if you
but
buy a bottle of it, you're going to be like, oh, I bet you I could put some of this garlic parmesan on there.
Yeah.
Because that's how I'm going through it so fast. As I go, ooh, this would be really good on there, I bet.
Yep. That's why you got to buy the half gallon.
Yeah,
next.
You're not kidding me.
Why not? I mean, is that our shut up and take your
apparently,
my
who
money?
knew?
It sure feels like it, doesn't it?
Was garlic parmesan the like one of the Power Rangers, like one of the Italian Power Rangers? Should have been.
Should have been the most delicious one. Now I'm thinking like they're talking. I'm thinking breadsticks in that too, man.
Yeah.
God, because I'm thinking along the lines of like the what do you call it? Papa John's. Everybody loves the Parmesan or the garlic butter that they have. And they just came out with, I saw in one of their commercials, was it a month ago or whatever, was like they have a spicy one now.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I was like, I bet that people are going to like that because a little spice with your garlic butter.
I mean, I've had Papa John's in a while because, Papa John's kind of a weird dude. So I've been kind of staying away.
Yeah, Shack. You get a big Shackaroni.
I kind of do.
They flop it right on
I
your
kind of want to get a Shackaroni. Maybe that's what we should have done Saturday.
I was just going to say, there is one gimmick pizza. I was thinking about it later, what we should have done. You and I talked about this. Marco's, well, it's not local anymore, but Marco's has that hot honey pepperoni magnifico. We should have grabbed one of those. Because then if I would have been like, oh my God, this is too much and I don't like this, I could have just left it with you.
Made sweet love to it all night long. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, your Little Caesars was hitting nicely.
It was weird, right? I came home and got hungry a little bit later and, air fried up, the last few pieces of that. And I was like, God, this tastes so good for some reason this time. It shouldn't, but it did. So anyway, so how's your weekend?
Right, I suppose, I mean, last week I went out with some of my coworkers. I got a giant high ABV beer I shouldn't have gotten. It was awesome.
Well, by shouldn't have gotten, you mean
they shouldn't have served it.
You.
Yeah.
Giant.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like my thought is whoever the bartender is or the manager of the bar saw, like, because my buddy at work, they wouldn't let him get a tall double IPA. And the waitress specifically said, well, it's a double. I can only give you a pint.
Right.
But I got an Imperial peanut butter porter stout. That's just fancy word for double, basically.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and like you said, the one you had what was it? 9 or 10%? I forgot.
Yeah, it was 9.5, and his was like 9.2 or something.
Right. So yours was actually a little higher octane and should have had the same rule to it.
Yeah, I mean, legitimately, it should have been like a 10-ounce pour.
Yeah, snifter. Yeah, probably right.
Like if you would have went to a brewery, that would have been served in a 10-ounce.
You're right. Yeah.
But I went to a sports bar where obviously they don't know what they're doing, which is perfect.
Or they got my message and were trying to kill you, whichever.
Or that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was an expensive 20-ounce
I would think so.
Or 20-ounce beer.
Right.
But I mean, it was worth it. It was very tasty, and it was, like the nightcap. I wasn't expecting to have a super high ABV and then drive home, but thank God Kroger's and dog food had to get picked up. and it was in the same parking lot, so I just waltzed over to Kroger's, did some shopping.
Gives you a chance to mosey around for a little bit. And
yep, exactly. And like both my buddies at work were like, well, we got to pick up stuff too. So it was a whole group activity.
You guys like holding hands. And
we should have.
Yeah. Skipping like down the yellow brick road.
Exactly. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, dude. So this morning I'm packing my lunch.
Yeah.
Every morning this is my routine as I get up, get dressed, clean myself up, all that shit.
Do a shot of the habanero mustard.
Of course.
Wake you up.
But I'm watching, I watch Seinfeld on my phone with my earbuds in, and I just prop it up when I'm doing my stuff.
And by that, you mean the spy camera you have in his house, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what...
Yeah. Of course.
I see you sleeping. Where's that coming from?
What's with the drones? But, dude, I thought I was going to have to fight somebody.
Really?
I'm sitting in my kitchen. I'm like mixing tuna. And I just I corner my eye, I start seeing movement. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look up and my front door is slowly opening. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right. And it just turned out it was just unlocked and the wind blew it open.
Wow. Good thing you had tactical tuna there in case you needed to fight.
Yeah, but that immediate moment of like, am I going to have to go stab somebody with my tuna fork?
Yeah. Like, damn it, I like this fork.
And it wasn't like, because it was kind of breezy this morning, but it was just the way it slowly moved open. It seemed so sus. And I'm just like standing there, like I froze in mid tuna mix, just staring at the doorway, like, Like if someone's coming in, I'm gonna fuck them up, or they're gonna fuck me up. Someone's getting fucked up.
Is this how I'm gonna die in my underwear and mixing tuna?
Yeah. I don't want to die in my work shirt here with a tuna fork.
Right. Well, at least he died doing what he loved.
Yeah, mixing tuna.
Mixing tuna and being terrified.
Yeah, it's fucked up though, man.
I've had that before. A couple of times. There was one night where I heard the door open, but I didn't hear anybody, and I came out of my room and I saw somebody walking toward the living room, and I didn't recognize it was my sister. Got she had a key, and she knocked, but nobody answered apparently, so she just let herself in, and she was just going to drop something off in the kitchen. Me, I was like, boy, I'm glad you turned around at one point. And I'm like, because if you hadn't, I'm not sure I wouldn't have tried to jump.
Yeah, about ready to drop you off onto the floor.
Who the fuck are you? Yeah. Like, oh shit, put her in the rear naked and,
Tazplex.
Choke her out. I mean, not really. Yeah. Yeah. Hit her with the old half and half, Oh boy. Good times though. That's I mean, I'll tell you, it'll wake you up though, that's for sure. You're like, who's in my house?
Can I ask you a snacky question? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of peanuts and Pepsi?
I've heard of it, but I've never had it.
So yesterday, once again, more work stuff. The guy I'm working with now, he gets a box. He's like, "Oh, I've been waiting on." He's kind of an older guy, And I'm like, "What do you got there?" And he starts cutting it open, and it's 6 cans of Planters peanuts. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Ah, yeah, Pepsi and peanuts." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You never heard of Pepsi and peanuts?" I'm like, "No, I can't say I have, man." Said something his aunt and uncle used to do. I guess it's like a poor person treat or something. It's the way he basically spun it.
Yeah.
But he gave me a can of peanuts, Brian. And I have a Pepsi.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try some Pepsi and peanuts here. Yes,
really
sir.
Quick here. According to the internet, somebody typed, "Why do people drink Pepsi with peanuts?" It says historians speculate that the Southern tradition of blending shelled salted peanuts and Coke may have originated in the 20s when farmers or other manual laborers wanted to enjoy a snack that wouldn't require touching their food. So they would just dump the peanuts in the Pepsi so they wouldn't have to go wash.
I mean, he said
hands,
it's like sweet and salty, just like our show.
Okay.
But I mean, I got the pint glass of. I don't even know what to make of this. He said, he's got to use the Redskin Spanish peanuts, right? I don't know. Okay. I'm more of a Coke guy myself than a Pepsi guy, but we have Pepsi because my kids like it because they're freaking weird.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, so bright.
Like I'm already I'm not really liking the way this looks. The peanuts float.
What the hell? This is talking about ice cream in it.
Well, maybe an ice cream, like a Coke float with peanuts. I could kind of see that because the Redskin Spanish peanuts are like my favorite ones to put in an ice cream sundae. Which, by the way, all the skins separated and floated to the top. That looks fucking weird.
Delicious.
Take a picture of this.
That's easily.
We're gonna be posting this on the old Instagram. Yeah, that is not an appetizing look. I'll be honest.
All right, I'm trying to find like a little more behind the scenes on it and stuff. Yeah. No, I'm not disabling my ad blocker. You can suck it. I was curious why is this a recipe for corn relish?
I mean,
okay. Oh, I see. It's from a magazine, and the cover of it is Pepsi and peanuts. But then there's whatever this took me to as a recipe for some corn thing. Now, see this guy that I'm finding here? You just used the cocktail peanuts, but
I'm not feeling this, man.
Yeah, apparently the true way, according to this guy, the true way to partake in this is you get a glass of Coke, the glass Coke, take a few sips, pour in the peanuts, and then enjoy. But
okay.
yeah. Yeah, he didn't seem real impressed with it either. He was like, it's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like,
yeah. I'm just kind of jumping around on the internet here looking for.
It's not bad. I mean, honestly, my big hang up with it is I don't like Pepsi. You know, like if I had a Coke, I might be more inclined here. But yeah, I'm not really a Pepsi. Pepsi's too. I know Coke's like got so much acid you can clean car parts and shit, but Pepsi always tasted more acidy to me. Yeah, and like I said, all the skins floated to the top, so they like stick to my lips and shit.
Yeah, that's why when you said those kind of peanuts, I was like, why would you use those peanuts? Because they got the skin to them. Like, you'd think you'd just use a regular salted peanut.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm finding, there's all sorts of things where people are talking about it, but, it really is mostly just the, either they're talking about the history of it or it's a bunch of people just tasting it, trying it for the first time. Like the one here, this one makes more sense to me. This is like, a real taste of the South would be Pepsi and boiled peanuts, but I still don't understand the Pepsi part. Coke is from Georgia. Peanuts are from Georgia. You would think it would make way more sense for it to be Coke than Pepsi, but there are a lot of people that that have Pepsi as what they would do.
Yeah, that's what he said his aunt and uncle used to do, was Pepsi and peanuts. And then
maybe it was cheaper back in the day or something. Maybe, but I doubt it, because Coke used to be like a nickel a bottle, and it was that way for a long time on purpose. Remember, that was part of Coke's that was part of their branding thing, so that they would basically dominate the market. So, whatever, I guess.
I mean, it's not bad. For some reason, I keep going back.
That's what one of the guys said that I was reading. Is he said he couldn't really explain why, but he kept trying.
Yeah, that's like I keep going back to it. I don't know why.
Kind of like gummy bats.
Those gummy bats are so good, Brian. Don't knock the gummy bats. Speaking of that, we did the Gummy Bear Showdown, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're part of our Patreon, patreon.com/saltylanguage, you can listen to it. It's right there, and it's Blaze Glory. We just had 11 gummy products face off in a tournament-style bracket.
Dude, I've looked at those remaining ones that I brought home, and I'm like, I just don't want anything gummy.
I've been picking at them.
Like, I just don't. Yeah. I just have not really wanted anything gummy since
for the low price of $3 a month or $3 once, you can check that out. And there's plenty of our content up there, and there's going to be another Patreon bonus episode dropping not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/saltylanguage. Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Like, I thought about doing this.
Yeah.
For the Patreon. I was going to do it yesterday, because we weren't recording. I was like, well, maybe I'll do that. But by the time I got done doing fun things around the house, it was like 9-something. And here it is, 9 o'clock. And I was like, yesterday, I'm like, I'm not drinking a Pepsi with peanuts in it at 9 at night. Here I am, crushing one.
Shows you.
Yeah, I'm going to let it marinate a little bit and see if that changes anything.
Yeah. Because I don't know. It's weird, because it really does make me wonder what because I got a feeling that, especially if it's something that it was around like forever ago, it's regular salted peanuts that they used rather than the Spanish ones. That dude might just, he's fancy using them, but the skins would be the reason I wouldn't want to use them, like you said, because all the skins
they're all over the place, dude.
Come off the peanuts and be gross.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be opposed to trying it with standard issue peanuts.
I don't know why.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the right move. Just get some salted peanuts and try that.
Salted, I assume, right?
Because I can definitely see where the salt versus the sweet could come in, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let it marinate here a little bit and go back in, see if that changes anything. It's weird though.
Yeah, those wacky farmers and laborers in there.
Depression era snacks.
Yeah. Well, we can't go all the way up to the house to wash our hands, I guess. So we just have to, dump our peanuts in our Pepsi and drink them that way.
Back in my day, we dipped our nuts in Pepsi. Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I get it. You ate a lot of peanuts. Who said anything about peanuts?
Oh.
What?
Well, I mean, we might as well talk about the Saturday hang now, since we touched on the gummy bear showdown. Yeah.
Yep.
So we hung out on Saturday. That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, early highlight of the evening was Bathrobe Jesus.
Yeah. You took me over to Little Caesars to get a disc of shame, and as I was walking up, this guy just comes walking out, and he's in his like comfy shorts, comfy t-shirt, got his bathrobe on, his house shoes, just giving zero fucks, living his best life, getting a hot and ready, and or an extra-most bestest. I don't know what kind of lifestyle he's living, and
probably hot and ready, because
like, man,
didn't look like he was throwing a bunch of money around.
Right. Well, maybe he just only spends his extra bestest or whatever.
Just treating himself on a Saturday.
Okay, good. We're good. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go get a pizza. Like, no reason to change clothes. I mean, who's he trying to impress? The people at Little Caesars? I mean,
I mean, if they have bathrobe, maybe he's having like a spa day. He just gets home, puts pepperonis on his eyes.
Could be, yeah. That was weird, but yeah. Little marinara on his nipples.
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
For sure.
Yeah. Or
Jacks
crazy
off
sauce.
of pizza grease.
Sure. Who doesn't? Yeah.
Crazy bed right up the old bunghole.
I swear I fell on it.
Exactly. Again?
Yeah.
Really?
Again? Yeah. You did this last week too.
Yeah, really, Stanley?
Very clumsy, and I like Little Caesars. What can I say?
Sorry, the girthy breadstick, it aroused me.
Yeah. There's always one in the bag that's like, the way they cut them. There's always like that one that's like half the bread, and then there's like one that's like a centimeter thick.
Yeah, it's like Bluto and
like,
olive
I don't know
oil
why they can't seem
out.
to cut the bread. It is. I don't know why. It's always been that way too. Because I used to hate it when you pick up the bag and you're like, ooh, there's a breadstick left, and you look and you're like, or there's a straw.
Yeah, shit.
Still, like, yeah, fine. I guess I'll eat it, but
well, yeah, it's crazy, right? You can't let that shit go to waste.
Right.
It's either that or you quote unquote fall on it.
Right. Well, he won't fall on that one.
That's true.
It's not worth his time. That one goes right up to teeth.
Oh God, he's doing some sounding. Oh no.
Yep. Check out this trick. It's like a slide whistle,
Oh God, that makes me feel fun.
Like, it's gross as hell. Really impressive.
Exactly.
That is some incredible control.
He didn't make it past the first round of America's Got Talent, though. Like, we can't air this.
No, but yeah. Yep. He's wishing they were still putting out the Jerry Springer Too Hot for TV videos.
Yeah. God, people used to rent those like crazy. Like, I can't wait to see some white trash nudity. Hell yeah.
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 So silly.
But yes, and then we did the gummy showdown, which was
a lot of gummies.
But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. The dogs both made cameos.
Sure, yeah. They have to.
Of course. Then we had we took a break, and then we had a little secondary recording session. But
yeah. Yep. Well, the break's interesting.
I had to introduce you to this fucking insane show I found on Adult Swim called Tropical Cocktails. And then we ended up plowing through the whole series. It's like 8 episodes, 12 minutes long, whatever. But they felt longer to 12 minutes to me, if I'm being honest.
It did, yeah.
And it is one of the most insane shows I've ever seen in my life, and I can't believe I've never seen clips or anything from it.
Nothing. Never even remotely heard of the show. Like, like I told you, 2019, it's not like super old or something. It's like, so the only thing I can think of is, like I mentioned to you, is that I think for a while they were putting some shows only on their website, and those I never went and bothered to watch. Because if they had it on TV, I feel like I would have probably seen it, because I watch Adult Swim like every night.
Right.
So it's weird that, you know, that snuck past me there. But boy, oh boy, was it worth. Oh,
it was insane, and I enjoyed every fucking minute of it. I've almost gone back and rewatched it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I can't remember
if you go to watch it, I mean, be prepared. It is incredibly stupid.
Oh yeah, it's so random and stupid.
I think that's you just laugh at how stupid and random some of the stuff is.
I still don't even know what to make of all of it, because I need to go back and watch it again. Maybe turn on the subtitles. Maybe it'll give me a little more insight on some of what the characters are saying, because they have accents, kinda. Sometimes it's hard to understand when they're wolfed out.
Right.
Which is a whole another thing.
It's a whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to give a ton away, because I'm hoping I want people to experience it.
Right.
You know?
I will say this, like, it's a tough show to recommend in a way, because it is so stupid and random. If you're a person that does not like stupid and random kind of shows, probably not going to be for you.
For sure.
But if you're a person who does that, or, you know, maybe like us, and, you know, enhances your mood occasionally, it's probably something you're really going to enjoy.
I mean, it was, I don't even know.
I know.
It's one of my favorite things.
There were so many of those, like, what?
Yes.
Kind of just laughing at the absurdity of everything in it. So, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I really need to. I really need to start using clips of it for my own, like, well-being on, like, TikTok and stuff, because it's just so insane.
It's there's a lot of moments that for sure could be used.
I mean, like, the governor and the hand eater, and there's so much fucking weird shit
that just doesn't necessarily make any sense, and it doesn't necessarily get really resolved.
No, they just present you with something insane,
right?
And like then just move on.
Yeah, at the end of one of the episodes, someone gets killed, and in the next episode, they're like the first character you see, and it's just, and they don't ever mention it again.
No,
they just. So it's, like I said, you can't. I don't know that the show really can be tracked as far as, like, you know, there are things that are recurring and continuity wise. You know, there are things that, you know, they go back to, but it's so weird how some of the stuff is just. It's there, it's absurd, and then that's it. You're just supposed to just take it for what it is and move on, I think.
Yeah. Like, I like, what I honestly need to do is I need to watch it again with a notebook.
Yeah.
And write down some shit to, like, repost later.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, because the first time watching it, you're just like, it's like watching a train wreck happen in front of you.
It is. Yeah, I think you're so caught up in what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic, man.
Agreed.
Fucking
I was
fantastic.
Quite happy that we sat and watched all that.
Oh, yeah. And plus, you know, we even threw in an episode of Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I always love watching that.
Yeah. I've gotten to where I throw it on occasionally, because it's on, I think, Freevee or something like that. So I'll throw it on every once in a while and just watch it. And, you know, when I just want something that I absolutely don't have to think about when I'm watching it.
Yeah, pure lunacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love pure lunacy, Brian.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah. Me too. Dude, we watched the Meg 2 last night.
Oh my! I keep seeing the movie pop up on my recommended stuff.
Yeah.
I see giant sharks and dinosaurs. How's it hold up?
It's something. Um I mean the storyline in it is, they have these deep sea kind of vessels that allow them to go all the way down into like the trench where the Megs live, basically.
Right.
Right. So they go way down, and when they do, they discover like a mining station. And because like the people at the mining station are like, oh no, these uh eco warriors basically found out about our mining operation, we can't have them find this out. So dude seriously like blows up the thing, killing other people there.
I mean, you
And
got to make an omelet. You got to crack a few eggs. You know what I'm saying?
dude, it's so ridiculous though, because it's supposed to be like a shark movie, right? But it's like at this point, so when they blow that up, it wrecks the two ships that Jason Statham and crew are in. So they have these like exosuits that they show you early on. They're in these, and it's like they basically only have like 2 hours of power / air for them to get to the station, and they have to walk basically underwater to this. So with a couple scares and whatnot, and then the guy who blew up the station comes back to basically kill him in the station, and of course Jason Statham kicks his ass, and then they get back to they're stuck down there because they find out that the rescue sub from their base, someone sabotaged it, so they can't come down and get them. And I'm like, okay, like, so if you had somebody that was a mole, which they do, they have a mole on their base. It's like, so if the enemy has someone who's a mole and they're at the base and they can control shit like that, why wouldn't you just send a crew and just wait for them to come back up and kill them?
That's true.
Why would you blow up your whole station just because they find it? Was like, this doesn't make any sense at all. And by the time they get back up, the evil people have already sent a team of people there to kill Jason Statham and said crew. And I'm like, well, if you could have just done that, why blow a whole base up? Like this makes zero sense.
Brian,
and even for the movie's sake, it doesn't make
think
sense.
about it. How cool would it be just to blow a base up?
Well,
so
agree.
Maybe that's the angle. Like, well, we could just wait here and kill everybody, or we could blow it up. How cool is that?
Yeah. They wanted to create tension, I'm sure, because you had to, by them having to get out and walk, that creates a bunch of tension, of course. And, they find out who the traitor is when they're on the station. I don't know. But then, dude, I'm thinking, okay, this walk is going to take a while probably, right? Because I'm thinking they're going to have to somehow avoid, Megs and various other whatevers under
I'm assuming they're walking on the bottom of the ocean.
I guess. I don't know what the hell they were walking on, but I guess, so. And it didn't really take all that long because they were just walking to that station. I thought they were going to really drag it out, and that was going to be the, some of the big drama. And it kind of was, but it really wasn't. Then they try to build some drama in the station. Then they get them back on the shore, and they get to a place called Fun Island.
That sounds fun.
And the Fun Island is where the dinosaurs end up, because basically what happens is there's a level of stuff. I forgot what it's called. It's the thermal something. And basically that's what keeps the Megs from coming into far enough up into the regular ocean area. It keeps them way, way down. Okay. Well, these other things chased them at one point, and then they're on the ground and they're just some sort of like, I don't know, like eel that can walk basically.
Wait,
or something.
Is Fun Island in the under the ocean?
No, it's above ground. These things that are like these dinosaur things can swim and go on land, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Even though they only seem to really exist in the deep down. So it's like, why would they have legs? That doesn't.
How could they survive the pressure change? Where's David Attenborough when you need him?
You've got to ignore a lot of science here. So they get on this island, and so there's these dinosaurs that are attacking. They're little, but they're just eating people left and right. The three of the Megs get through, so now there's these massive megalodons like just chomping up people all over the beach and everything, and Wait, so it's like, okay, and now
the Megs walk on the land too?
No, they're just in the water. So, but there were a lot of people out on boats and swimming, and just like the first one, they kind of did that. Jason Statham rigs up some like harpoons with explosives on it, and I'm like, yeah. But then there's another moment that made no sense. He's out. He takes off on a jet ski. He's gonna go try to blow up these three Megs. This bad guy that was down in the base, when they finally get an escape thing and go up to the surface, he's holding on to the bottom of it, of course, like it's Cape Fear. And
nice reference.
Yeah. So he gets all the way to the surface, and this woman that's, part of this thing, she's like, find him and kill him. And then he sees him out on the jet ski, and he gets guys and they get guns, and they're going out, and I'm like, he's going out to try to kill these big fucking sharks. Let him. Either he destroys these sharks, which probably should be destroyed no matter what, or he gets killed by the sharks, and you didn't have to do a damn thing.
That's true.
But instead, let's go put our boats out in the water with said giant sharks and shoot at him instead. I was like, this makes absolutely no sense either. But whatever. It's a Jason Statham movie. I just got to let it go.
I mean, I kind of had that same vibe because we watched the newest Scream movie. And there's parts of it where like they'll hit Ghostface in the head with like, a brick or something. He'll drop to the ground and then they just take off running. And I'm like, keep hitting him with the brick.
Yeah.
He's on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Make mashed potatoes out of his face.
Exactly. And then it's game over.
You hope
anyway. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it wasn't. Yeah. His body just gets up like it's a zombie from Resident Evil when you like cut their legs off and they just keep scurrying after you. Like But oh boy, yeah. I mean, it's something. I mean, if you can turn off the logic stuff, I mean, it's probably kind of fun to watch. I mean, there's a lot of surprisingly, there was a decent amount of like kind of action in it.
But, what's odd for at least for me, maybe you're the same, is when I watch a movie like that, I have a hard time turning that off. But I can watch Tropical Cocktails and have a great time.
Right.
And that doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's I can completely ignore the fact that there's these giant fucking sharks that basically we see no real evidence of them existing anymore. But, that I have no problem with. I'm totally okay with it.
Right.
It's like, why would the bad guy go shoot at the good guy, So, yeah, I just had issues with the some of that kind of stuff. But I love the fact at one point, like they're on the station and Jason Statham's leading them, and somebody said something about the others, and he goes, they're armed, he's like, they're armed and we're not, and I'm or they have weapons and we don't, or something like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Jason Statham is your weapon.
Human weapon.
Like,
exactly. Yeah. Come on, Jason Statham.
He's not gonna die.
Now, if only they would have brought in like Jason Statham's character from like Cranked, when he's got to be like high and fucking chicks on top of the shark and stuff, and then stay alive.
Yeah. I assume they're saving that for the third one.
See, I would watch. If it was like it's the Meg 3 Cranked. Oh yeah, there you go, Megala Cranked. Yes, I would watch Megala Cranked all day.
That for sure sounds like a porn title.
It really does.
Megala Cranked.
But boy, would I watch Cranklodon.
Yeah. Cranklodon. Cranklodon sounds like something that is like old and cantankerous.
Yeah, it really does.
Like it's a really old, angry shark just sitting there telling tales about, all the people.
That's going to be your word of the week.
Yeah, Cranklodon. Yeah. That'd be funny. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, if you're into that kind of movie, it's, it's another shark movie, but it kind of isn't at the same time. Like there's really not a ton of shark. Yeah, you know. So, I mean, there were a couple moments I expected to happen and didn't. Like, you know, a woman that's a bad guy is in a helicopter all by herself, and she was there. They take off, and similar like in Jurassic Park or whatever, or the new Jurassic World, you know, when the thing jumps out of the ocean and just crushes the helicopter, basically. I was expecting something like that, but
they didn't have that in the budget.
It was weird. Once they hit the island, it really felt like a Jurassic World movie. Yeah, there aren't tons of those dinosaur things, but just the vibe of it felt so much like, you know, you're on a tropical island and you have these things running around killing people. It's like, this very much feels like Jurassic Park. I'm not entirely sure why they had to have them.
Did Jason Statham ever say clever girl? Did he ever say hold on to your butts?
No, sorry.
God damn it. Did he ever say life finds a way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
All through the movie. Like, he keeps saying no. But anyway, you know, like I said, it's a Statham movie. I mean, it's hard you got to remember to just turn your brain off a little bit and just have fun with it.
Man, I have a hard time with that.
But I have a hard time.
But on the flip side,
I think here's the difference. Okay. I think with tropical cocktails, from the get-go, they basically establish just turn it off. Like, just turn your brain off. A lot of like a movie like this, they try to throw like science at you and all this other stuff. So you're like, oh, science, science, science. And then they're just like nonsensical element. And you're like,
you know
wait, what?
You're right. That's exactly what it is.
Also, when you put the words Adult Swim in front of something, it kind of tempers the expectation.
No, you're 100% right. Because tropical cocktails, right off the rip, you're like, they're not even presenting it as anything but insane. And then like a movie like The Meg, they're presenting it like this might happen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, it shows them working with like exosuits and like working with one of the Megs and all this kind of stuff. So it's, you know, that really is what they're doing, is presenting you with some loose science early on. And then as the movie goes on, they're also like, you know, hey, don't worry about, you know, like, you know, we're making billions off of this drilling mine or this mining thing, but yeah, we're willing to just blow it up at the drop of a hat because some eco warrior gets wind of it. It's like, really, with that kind of money, you'd make it disappear, you know, or make them disappear. I mean, except for Jason Statham, it must just be because it's him. They know they can't kill him.
He's too high on drugs.
No.
He's too busy banging chicks on whale blowholes. Doing cocaine off a hammerhead at the same time. Got to keep that heart rate up.
Yeah.
Those movies have you ever watched any of those Crank movies? They're fucking crazy.
Oh, I have. Yeah,
see, those are fun. Those I can watch and have a good time because they're insane.
Yeah. Especially once they're like, here's the premise. This dude has to keep his heart rate up or he's going to die. Okay, so now it's just going to get crazier and crazier because he's got to just keep finding anything he can to get his heart rate up. Okay, fine.
So, seems like a good time.
You know,
I would love to play Cranked, the video game.
Yeah, right. I mean, it'd be real doable too because they, you know, have a little heart monitor and
you'd always be in action. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, always doing crazy shit, just constantly dumping coffee.
Like I need
in your
someone
face.
to someone who's smarter than I am to take like classic Max Payne and then add these elements to it. And there we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Like a roguelike, so you can keep unlocking new abilities every time you play it. And just an endlessly streaming Max Payne level. But not the level with the crying babies and the blood trail. That shit freaked me out. I still don't like that level.
No, that was fucking weird. Yeah.
Nothing like hearing babies cry for an hour and a half as I'm trying to navigate these trails you can't see. That was awesome. Thanks, Rockstar.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rockstar, I see GTA 6 trailer is supposed to be released soon.
I did. Yeah, next month. Yep. Big news. It's funny because they're so casual about it though, and they're like, because I have it their Twitter announcement. to where it's where is it? We're very excited to let you know that in early December we'll release the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto. We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with all of you. Thank you, Sam Hauser.
Casual.
I was like, wow, that was so just. Oh, by the way, one of the most anticipated games of the last 10 years, basically, because since the last one launched, everyone's been like, when's the next one?
It's supposed to be like, in theory, stupid expensive when it comes out?
No, but I can understand it because I feel like what they've discovered with 5 is that you don't need to put a new game out every couple years. You can put one game out maybe per gen console and then just milk the fuck out of it.
Some of the rumor stuff I've seen was like over $100, but the game cost I think almost $1 billion or over $1 billion to develop and create, which makes me go, what's in it?
Right. Yeah, the rumors have been wild on it. Like some have been that it's like twice the size of any other map, and that they may open different parts of it as time goes on to over time open this gigantic map up, with different missions and DLC, or even if it isn't DLC, but doing just online, stuff like they've done before. But it wouldn't shock me. They've got that, I forgot what they call it, the Rockstar Premium or whatever the hell it's called. And, where you get extra stuff. So it wouldn't shock me if they kind of push that a little more with it too, to try to get you, maybe you get, I don't know about early access or something, but maybe you get different stuff or whatever. Or there's areas of the map you can't get to unless you're part of that.
Suck if they did that.
I know, but it wouldn't shock me. They shouldn't, but
I'm definitely.
There's been tons. I'm
definitely feeling the next gen crunch too. Because I watched a video the other day. I was like, top games coming out in November. And most of them are PS5 or Xbox Series, whatever, exclusive.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, God. It's starting to hit that point where the games are more next gen. I mean, I say next gen. I guess it's technically really current gen.
Definitely.
I'm living in the past over here.
Yeah, current gen. Yeah.
Yeah. So
next gen will be whatever comes out next.
Yeah. So I'm starting to feel the crunch though, and it sucks.
I know. It's like I have the Series S Xbox, but it's really more that's basically just kind of like a glorified Xbox One. It's not as powerful as the X and all that kind of stuff, but it's, so it's like I've got one, so I do have access to some games that are not available on like the Xbox One, but it's like the PS5 is the thing I really want, but God, it's so much money.
Yeah, it's not in my wheelhouse right now.
Yeah, when I bought my PS4, I bought it with leftover student loan money, So it's like I don't typically just have, or like when I bought my Switch, that was with when we got them stimmy checks. That was what I bought with I think the last one I bought my Switch. So it was like, I don't see either of those things coming down the pipe. So
I mean, if the state of Ohio would stop hoarding my fucking money for no reason, that would be helpful.
Right.
And maybe I could actually, upgrade to Sauron's Tower.
Yeah.
But until then, nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Thanks, state of Ohio. We love you.
But you're right. It's like you can see that they're for sure prioritizing those other systems.
Oh yeah.
As we saw with like Cyberpunk, you and I were both kind of excited for that update, and I was like, oh, we don't get that.
Oh, that's right. I'm poor.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
About that though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this coal and peanuts thing again.
Okay.
But it's not gonna be tonight, and it's not gonna be with Pepsi.
Yeah.
I think I need to do a couple different styles of peanuts and a couple different colas and see what's the move.
Right.
But right now, Pepsi and Spanish peanuts are not the jam.
Yeah.
No.
That's what makes me wonder is why it's Pepsi that people say. Like when I looked it up online, it seems like the stories are that it was Coke originally. And like I said, if it was originated in somewhere near Georgia or the South, I could see Coke being more the choice that they would make. But I don't know. I don't even know where Pepsi originates. Do you?
I don't know, honestly. Are you a Peanuts fan?
As in the food?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because some people don't like them, you know.
I do.
Brian,
North Carolina is where Pepsi started.
Maybe some weekend we do a multiple colas and multiple peanut styles and figure out the combination. We'll do a flight.
What do these two Yankees know about Pepsi and peanuts?
Yeah, clearly not. We don't know shit.
No, right? If anybody listening knows like why it's Pepsi, let us know.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Enlighten me, please.
Yeah.
I thought I have a knife over here.
Because I'm just thinking, I don't know. I just feel like flavor-wise, I feel like Coke would be the better move anyway. But
I mean, I always feel like Coke's the better move.
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
But I'm thinking, we got to get a Pepsi, we got to get a Coke, maybe get an RC.
Yeah, I saw somebody
like a
mention
Faygo Cola or something.
Somebody online mentioned that they prefer Dr. Pepper.
Interesting.
So,
Brian, if you're down for a soda and peanuts night,
do that get us a shakaroni?
Maybe. I'm just saying, this is something that could happen.
All right.
We do need more Patreon content. We love abusing ourselves for our listeners.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So did you see they announced that Nintendo and Sony are teaming up to make a live-action Zelda movie?
What? No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not shocked by this because of how well Super Mario did,
Yeah, that's true. That's why, though, I'm kind of like, well, why live action?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Because I think, I don't know, animated feels like it could be more fun. But
I mean, that's I mean, like the new Ninja Turtles, the Spider-Verse movies, you can really kind of fit the style even of the Breath of the Wild games.
Yeah. I agree. I think it'd be kind of cool if you made more than one to change the style a little bit based on the game.
Oh yeah, like every game had a different style. So that would be cool.
I think you have. I mean, you can with live action too, but it's just not the same. I know a lot of people are very much like, oh boy, like how much are they going to have Link talk? Because Link doesn't really talk much in the games. And I was like, oh boy, are they going to get like Jack Black to play Ganon or?
I mean, that would be cool.
They're going to pull one of those kind of moves. I've seen a lot of people already talk about how funny it would be to have Chris Pratt play all the roles.
Trying to think here. Who would I want to play Link?
I have no clue. Like, I don't have, because, it also depends on which game they're pulling from.
Well, I'm assuming they're going to do Breath of the Wild because those have been so popular.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could do the OG Zelda story.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Let me think here. Who would play Link? You need like a young actor. Who's the kid who plays Spider-Man? Yeah. Tom Holland. Get him to play Link.
Yeah, I feel like that's why it's like I feel like they're probably going to go with somebody relatively unknown.
Probably
for it, but I don't know. I mean, because like with Mario, the cast they went with was they were all doing voices. Yeah. Although, if they had put Jack Black in full Bowser gear, I would have probably laughed. Or Seth Rogen in full Donkey Kong gear would have probably been really funny.
Been great.
I don't need to see Chris Pratt dressed as Mario though. Probably.
I'm thinking Zelda. You got to play. It's got to be that. I don't remember her name. She's been in a bunch of movies lately. She's like the real thin blonde chick with the cheekbones. Kind of got like a weird alien face. Like it's weird but attractive. Does that make sense?
I have no idea who you're talking about. Okay.
I bet you if I Google weird but attractive blonde, it'll come up.
Oh, man. All right.
That's exactly what I'm Googling. Let me pull it up for the video people. Weird but attractive. Oop, not attractobe. Can't type.
Right. I'm sure that's
like
she loves being looked up that
probably.
way.
Blonde actress. Yeah. All right. Survey says. Oh.
Jack.
Wait, is this her? It might be her. This looks like her face.
Okay.
I wish. Oh, there you go. Oh, so now it's like, never mind. All right, Brian, that didn't work as good as I thought it would.
Yeah, I assume you don't know any movies.
No, of course not. Because the first time I saw her, I was like, God, this chick looks weird. And Leo was like, oh, yeah, she's like a new hot actress or something. I'm like, oh, I don't know who she is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is really enthralling podcast.
Yeah, right. Okay, so she plays Ganon.
Yeah, weird but attractive blonde plays Ganon.
Right.
Wait, I mean, Zelda, obviously. But Ganon, you need like an older guy. Kind of like big.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking, Brian.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I mean, that would be amazing.
He's
almost too old now, though. You know?
Yeah. I guess.
Like, you need the guy who played the weird pirate dude from Game of Thrones. Like, he's got the look for it. You know, he had the eye patch.
Okay.
I don't remember what his character's name because it's been so long since I watched Game of Thrones.
Right.
I don't know. Well, you're that, or you need just like Arnold, like old Arnold, because he's still pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Or Kevin Nash.
Can you imagine the internet if they were like, we're going with Arnold as Ganon?
Oh God, the internet would be so hateful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, really, whoever they pick, the internet will be hateful, you know, because that's the internet. But
I just when they're like live action Zelda, it just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, I know that's what various people in the comments have, you know, kind of been like, why not go with animated?
Yeah.
So you can do a whole lot more. And it was like, I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure they have their reasons.
I mean, I guess anime movies are they more expensive? Maybe, I don't know.
I guess it depends on who you
That's
cast.
true.
I mean, if you go with unknowns, you know, you can keep the cost down and the back end cut won't be as much probably. Versus putting someone like Robert Downey Jr. in it or something and having to give him, you know, the gate. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine Robert Downey Jr. is going to do anything anymore. He's like, I got Iron Man money. Do I need to even act?
I don't know. I just read a rumor the other day that they may be bringing back some of the Avengers because they're doing the multiverse stuff.
Probably because Marvel seems like their movies have been struggling since since Thanos died.
Yeah. Wait, Thanos died?
Spoiler. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Jeez. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I half expect is that it'll, you know, probably be more of a one-off or a smaller situation, but they're still going to probably have to pay him a crap ton of money for it.
I can't imagine they can't bring it. He sacrificed himself. You can't bring him back.
Multiverse. You're not really bringing that Stark back.
I guess.
He looks like Tony Stark in another.
It's going to be like a weird CGI young Tony Stark then.
Oh, geez. They did that in the comics. Do you remember that?
No.
Where he got like, I don't remember how it happened, but I don't remember if he like moved universes or whatever it was, but he was like de-aged basically to where he was like a teenager or a 20-year-old or something like that.
Please don't do that.
So bad. Yeah, we for sure don't need that. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So what else I like real quick? I watched I think I told you this already. Yeah, I watched the season finale of Gen V, which anybody out there, if you like The Boys, you for sure need to be on board with this show, because there's little crossovers in it too with The Boys, but also it's just a really good show on its own. And again, if you like The Boys, it's in the same exact vein.
Yeah, I need to add that to my list.
Yeah, it's quite good. And I've enjoyed the season of Loki, even though I saw a lot of stuff early on where people were, like the internet critics and stuff were all shitting on it, and it's not that good. And it's like, I think people, much like me, you remember I've said this before, I never liked in comics when they start doing multiverse shit, and I don't like time travel, because all it does typically is get really murky and hard to follow. And Marvel is just really in the thick of this multiverse thing, and I really think people would prefer if they just moved to whatever's next.
Like I
kind
of understand why they're doing it, because they reacquired a bunch of their stuff, so they're trying to streamline some shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you can reset a little bit. It was a way for them to, like, Endgame was a way for them to remove some of the characters that weren't going to reprise their roles. So, it's like, I get all of it, but also, like, I don't know. Like, there's tons of characters they can do.
We
stuff
watched
with.
episode 2 of Loki yesterday, so I'm way behind on that.
Yeah. Not really. I think there's only like 6 episodes or 8 episodes.
It feels way behind.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the season.
I mean, favorite characters, OB or OG or whatever. Yeah. Hilarious.
Yep. Yeah, it's quite good.
Basically, just reprising his role from Goonies.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then watch the season finale, but boy, really felt like a series finale of Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah, right.
Like, they really could just not bring that show back, and it kind of like, okay, like, they gave us an ending. So I don't know for sure if that's coming back again.
I hope so.
But yeah, me too. But I really enjoyed the season of it. So.
Quite.
Yeah. I think that's about it, though. I think that's really all I've watched recently, other than, like, I've been watching the new season of Rick and Morty, and it's weird because, they got the 2 new people doing the voices of Rick and Morty, and where you really notice it is in all the other voices that Justin Roiland used to do that were kind of Morty-esque.
Right.
They're not. And it's weird. Like, some of the characters you've seen before and their voice sounds quite a bit different now, or after a while, like, the guy doing the voice kind of loses it a little bit, kind of like somebody doing an impression.
I see.
After about 5 minutes, and you're like, you don't sound like Joe Biden anymore.
Yeah.
Like, your manner, you're losing it. And I kind of get that vibe off of it. And it's just going to take getting used to, like, after this season into next season, where it's like, I probably won't even notice the stuff, but like, one of the episodes has got Mr. Poopy Butthole in it, and his voice annoys the shit out of me by the end of it.
They obviously changed that up.
Yeah. And Justin Roiland did the voice of Poopy Butthole before. So it's, the new guy or someone new doing it. And it's, after a while, I'm just like, oh, it's like, now it just feels like it just feels annoying to me, and I don't like it. But like I said, I'll get used to it, because I don't see anything changing going forward. Yeah. But it is kind of weird. Rick is pretty good. Morty's got his moments where the guy doing Morty, like I said, he doesn't hold the voice as well as the guy doing Rick. I think, but the episodes I've still enjoyed.
I mean, as long as the writing's still good,
Yeah. Which reminds me of, last week I talked about the Treehouse of Horror of The Simpsons. I thought on Disney Plus, I thought they had this year's up there already, and they did not. That one actually just came out this past weekend. So I watched it the other night, and dude, there's the last one on there is Homer basically gets infected by something, and then he starts burping. Like, as he burps, like, in the face of other people, they basically become a version of him. So, like, he sees Flanders and he burps on Flanders, and then there's, like, it's basically if Flanders was Homer.
Jeez. I mean, that's funny.
So he's still got the mustache, but he's bald. He's wearing the sweater and all this. Dude, it's so there was some good gags in that one, but I mean, I'm sorry to spoil this, but the one they were like Professor Frink is like, I'm gonna basically we're gonna change your mind, because Homer's like, this is awesome, everybody thinks like me and they're just like me. And Professor Frank's like, well, I have something that'll change your mind. And he goes, dramatic reveal, and then opens his door to this van, and it's Marge, but she's Homer. And Homer walks up and he's like, Marge. And then he's like, I've never been so attracted to you. He's like, let's go home and bump muscles. And it's Dan Castellaneta doing the voice of Marge. And it was, I laughed so hard. And I was like, they haven't hit me that hard with one of those Treehouse of Horror episodes in a while. I've enjoyed a lot of them, but that one really, just seeing the whole town as Homer basically was ridiculous.
That's
funny. Yeah. So even though I've spoiled the ending, I still recommend watching at least that one.
Classic.
Yeah, that one was good because they weren't really, I mean, they were and they weren't spoofing anything else with it. They kind of were, but also it just the novel idea of seeing whatever that had to be so much fun for the animators to do, to sit down and design what every character looks like is Homer, or Homer as them, whatever, however you want to word that. So, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I basically stopped watching The Simpsons. I really should watch at least Treehouse of Horrors, though.
Yeah. Well, you've got Disney Plus,
Brian,
right?
I do.
Yeah, so I'm sure it'll be up on that before long. You can at least just grab that.
I can check it out.
Without having to jump into all the other stuff. Yeah, because I don't have as much interest in watching the rest of the show as we talked about last week, but Treehouse of Horror is usually fun.
That's true.
Or just a little silly at least.
Quite silly.
Quite. All right. I think that's what I got for the week.
I'm about spent myself, my guy.
All right.
Samuel.
Oh, one last thing. I went into GameStop yesterday to pick up a pop that I ordered, and this guy in front of me was getting a new headset, for his, playing PlayStation or whatever. And the guy working, I hear him go, "Do you want to get the warranty?" And the guy goes, "No." And the employee goes, he's like, "Did your dog chewed up your last one?" He's like, "Do you still have that dog?" And the guy goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you sure you don't want
you sure?
warranty?"
It's like, sure about that? You sure about that?
Like, guy's like, no, I'm gonna make sure I put this one up. He's like, I left the other one down on the coffee table, and I was like, yep. I after the guy left, I looked at Kurt, the guy working there, and I was like, that guy's totally gonna have to buy another headset in like a month. I was like, that dog's probably gonna find it.
Well, yeah, because be one of those nights you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I just want to go to bed, and then you wake up the next day and your fucking headset's scattered across the living room.
It's so easy to do that too. I mean, I usually put mine up so it's kind of just out of the way, and I don't know how many times, like when we've played Saints Row, and I just leave it somewhere else, and then later I'm like, why didn't I put this away?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I do the same shit.
Yep. But
not our problem, bro.
It's weird because normally I'd be like, hey, don't worry about the warranty thing, but I think if that happened, I might be like, how much is the warranty? Is it like $5 or $10 on a? Because he was spending, I think it was like $80 or $90 on his headset.
I would get the warranty just in case. If you got a chewer,
if I'm buying a $20 headset, maybe I don't care.
Yeah, if it's 80 or 90, I care.
Yeah, it's a better part of $100. I think I'm gonna give it shit.
This day and age.
Either that, or maybe it just makes the dog live outside.
Maybe.
Like, sorry, the dog's just a basement dog now.
Exactly, side yard dog. Doesn't even get the full yard, just side yard.
No, just a side yard.
That's what you get, piece of shit.
You wouldn't have chewed my headset, you'd get the whole yard. But sorry,
that's what happens, bro.
Right. All right. Well, I guess let's go into the QoftheW.
Right. Well, last week, Let me see if you got any on your shares. Oh, you.
Oh wow! Breaking news! It looks like the SAG-AFTRA strike is
Oh, really?
over. Looks like they reached a deal
oh,
for
shit,
everybody.
coming at you strong.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So let's see here. Last week we asked you guys what. Oh, see, it covered it up. God damn it! What is no longer worth it because of how expensive it has become?
Mm-hmm.
See here, Kristen. She says fast food.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was just talking with. I think you and I talked about this a little bit, but I talked about this with my mom yesterday. I said, we realize, or I've always kind of looked at when things that the middle and lower class use as staples or ways of eating start getting compromised, those should be like red flags. We're hitting a point to where it's like, I used a coupon. My mom and I went to McDonald's the other day, and we got a couple of Big Macs, 2 medium fries, and I think two Cokes, right? And we didn't get the meals because I had a thing where it was like buy one sandwich, get one free. It was $13 for what we got. Okay. If we wouldn't have gotten that, it would have been $18 for that. The better $20 for fast
Mickey
food.
D's.
For McDonald's. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yo, this is, but now picture family of four looking at potentially $40 or 35 or something like that to eat at McDonald's. And we didn't, we're getting Big Macs. I mean, yeah, that's a air quote premium sandwich, but it's not like that's some like crazy fancy thing,
right, exactly. It's not a McDeluxe.
Right, so it's like this, it's a little concerning now because of the way a lot of that fast food has gotten, or where it's like, God, some of these places, it's like when you go, it's like for two people, it's over $20 just easily. That's
you could,
not how fast food's
you could spend
a
few more dollars and go to burgers. And as long as you're not having beers, you're spending about the same amount of money.
Yep. Yeah. Well, like I was telling my mom right now, Chili's has got a thing where it's like a burger, fries, chips and salsa, and you're like a pop for $10.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got a tip on that, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's still like, if that burger is going to be way better than McDonald's, it still might not be the greatest burger you have, but it's going to be better than McDonald's. And it's like, what do we, at some point, I told my mom, I said, maybe it's time to start looking back at diners and stuff, but some of them have gotten to where an entree at a diner now, some of the diners I've been in is like $15. And I'm not talking trendy diners. I mean, just the like greasy spoon diners. It's like, whoa, like your spaghetti plate's like $15 here. It's like, okay. And the worst part is, it's like, I know you ain't paying your people much more because they're tip based.
Oh yeah.
So, you're only paying them like 13 cents more than you did before. Some of the places I can get it. If you've got to pay a bunch of employees, like, well, I mean, they're still probably only really paying minimum wage. They're not paying real wages. Like McDonald's still isn't paying like $15 an hour at most of them or anything,
For sure.
It's like they're just charging more and not giving a fuck.
Yep. So what you're saying is we need to take Big Mac boxes and start building guillotines.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And eat the rich, starting with Ronald McDonald.
On a side note, real quick about Chili's, can we talk about how they're still riding hard on the back of the Baby Back Rib song? And it's been like a decade. There's been probably 2 decades.
Listen, Applebee's just went through a thing where, they, in their commercials, they were celebrating that they brought back the Dollarita. So,
I mean, because people got to drink. It's the only way you can, get by these days.
People were excited for that Dollarita, I'm sure, even though I'm sure it's probably 95% water.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a whisper of margarita mix in it.
Yeah. Like we put alcohol vapors in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Mrs. Cheeto says toilet paper. Don't ask what Cheeto uses now. Ha 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 ha.
Oh man, he's on that 0.5 ply shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You're for sure fingering your asshole every time.
Yeah, and that freaking college ruled notebook paper diet for his ass.
Yeah, probably. Oh man, that's rough, buddy. I tell you. Ugh.
And then our old pal Clint, he says dating.
Yeah.
Maybe like,
I can see that too, because if you're doing whatever you're doing, like, if you do dinner and a movie, it's like, God, can you imagine a dinner and a movie date now? It's got to be insane.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've was talking about to one of those guys I went out with last week, because he's online dating, and he's like, with winter coming, he's like, dating sucks because you can't do like parks and stuff.
Yeah,
It's all like, oh, let's go see a movie, let's go to dinner, and because I'm the guy, I'm paying for most of it, and
yeah, it's like now it's $100.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Rough.
Because like I said, you go to a moderate restaurant, I mean, you're going to lay out 40 or 50 bucks for the two of you probably.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, movies are, I don't know what they cost per person now, but I'm guessing 10 or 12 bucks probably a piece.
Yeah, yep. There's definitely not going to matinee, so it's probably more than that. God damn, what's going on out there?
So you're probably looking at, 60, 70 bucks without really having done it. And that's, it's like, God forbid if you want to go have a drink or something afterward.
Yeah, exactly, right? Jesus Christ.
Jeez, yeah. It's rough out there, buddy.
It's rough.
What you got to do this time of year, you got to fly somewhere warm and then date there.
Exactly.
That's the move.
Snowbird dating. We migrate.
Yep. It's a good idea. I like that, actually.
So
tell your mom I'm coming for a visit.
Well, I mean, she's in Michigan right now, so perfect.
Oh, all right. Even better. I can stank up her house.
Kiki, she says, after seeing a post about deodorant being as expensive as an hour's pay at a minimum wage job, I briefly considered going sans deodorant. Then I remembered hygiene isn't for you. It's for your friends. But I stopped buying name brand soda at the store because the price hike of inflation isn't worth the extra $3 now for a 2-liter when I can get store brand for half price, or, like a responsible adult, drink water.
Yeah, I think I said pop last week too, because it's so true.
Yeah, it's stupid
a 12
expensive.
of Coke's like $8, a 12 of Big K Cola is like $3. The deodorant one's an interesting one though too, because I just bought deodorant a couple days ago, and I'm like, Jesus, this is $6 now for my Old Spice.
I know. I as also an Old Spice user, I was like, God damn, it's getting pricey to smell like a fucking classy gentleman.
Right. It's like, I ain't trying to buy Kroger brand deodorant.
No,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just feel like it's one of those items where I just don't have any faith in it,
So if you went to the deodorant aisle and there was like Old Spice, and then they had like K Spice, you wouldn't try it?
I mean, honestly, here is my real reason if I wouldn't, is in the past I've had allergies with some deodorants.
Yeah.
So I found one that I don't have an allergy with, so I basically just stuck with it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, so that would be my only reason I would say no. Otherwise, especially if they were like, hey, K-Spice is like $3.99, I'd be like, dude, I can buy almost 2 of these for one of the others. I would probably give it a shot to see if it's one I could tolerate. Because I have done that a couple of times where there's been other brands that are a little bit cheaper, and I'll try, and a few of them I've had allergies with. And dude, breaking out in like hives in your armpits, not fun.
Yeah, I've had that happen once, and it's like, and then I was like, oh, antiperspirants like clog your pores. Well,
Yeah,
I don't care if I sweat, I just don't want to stink. So that's why I've just
Right.
been buying Old Spice ever since.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can see it though, because there are some especially if you're one of those people using like those natural deodorants, which
Like a crystal.
oh my God, don't seem to work. But yeah, those are like $8 for a little tiny freaking stick of it. Or the ones I don't get, like, it's weird to me because I'm a bit of a like germaphobe and such, and I don't like stuff on my hands really. But it's like I've seen some of these deodorants to where it's like it's just in like a little like screw jar or something like that, and I'm like, I don't want to rub my hands all up in my armpits. Or like there's those ones that are out now to where it's like the whole body deodorant, they're calling it, and the woman and the thing's like, yeah, just put some on the bottoms of your feet and your armpits and near your bits and your butt crack. And I'm like, I don't want to rub my hands up and down my ass crack. Like, what the I mean, I could just slap some on some, toilet paper or something. But it was like she's so happy about the idea of just rubbing her fingers in her ass crack.
So she loves playing her ass like a slide guitar.
I mean, I guess I was like, I'm good without that. I mean, listen, I don't want my ass to stink, but I don't know that I really want to be like fingering my asshole for that reason.
She's the Greg Allman of ass deodorant.
That's some talent.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Valerie, she says existing. And then she added, addending to say, I do not wish to unalive myself.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad she doesn't want to unalive herself, but also smart to do because, you know, in today's social media climate, a lot of the sites are like taking posts down and calling cops on people for these reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And by calling, I mean to do a wellness check, not to like arrest you.
Well, I mean, they'll just show up and shoot you anyway, so it's cool.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, listen. I mean, it's a means to an end, Tony.
Yeah, it's true.
Whatever gets you there.
Diamond Top fan Jeff from Hobie. He says music concerts. Any band I would want to see charges way too much, even for the cheap seats.
So true.
Speaking of that, going to see Metallica this weekend. I was just looking at parking prices. I was like, good God.
Yeah. What are they now? They used to be like $30 for shit like
if you want to park basically at the stadium, it's $175.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I could find parking like a half a mile away that's way cheaper. Yeah. That I'm gonna have to reserve because I know if I don't, I'm gonna be fucked.
Yeah. But are you just gonna like Uber from there?
No, I'm gonna drop Michelle off and then I'm gonna go park. Yeah. Okay.
Good Lord, 107. Man, that is insane. For sporting events, I remember it used to be at like Tiger Stadium and shit. It used to be like $30 or $50, depending on, you know, I think was the highest I'd seen there. Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Especially when tickets are already
stupid.
You know, insane. Wow. All right. Wow.
Ding.
Yeah.
Amy.
Well, it's definitely something I don't know. Like I haven't been to a show like that in a long time. Most of the like concerts we've gone to have been bar shows and stuff.
Yeah, I was actually.
So you don't have to worry about, you know, parking for most of those.
I was thinking about it. I think this is probably gonna be the largest concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Because you know, like I've been to like sports arena shows and stuff, but I've never been to like a professional stadium show.
Yeah, because even when we saw Metallica, it wasn't in a full.
Yeah, it was like arena. A college arena.
Yeah, so it wasn't a full like this is at Comerica, right?
It's Ford Field.
Ford Field. Oh man, yeah, that's a big facility.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was just like, it's probably the biggest concert I've ever been to. Huh.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Amy, she says hookers and blow.
What? Prices on hookers and blow have gone up?
I know, crazy, right?
Damn it.
Our pal Derek, he says life.
Yeah.
No,
it is.
No addending though.
Yeah. Like every aspect has really gone up. You know, that's why it's weird. You know, you see all the time on TV when they're like, you know, inflation's down, and I'm like, yeah, but not on the things that really are kicking people's asses.
Yeah.
You know, like food. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Rent.
PlayStation 5s.
PlayStation 5s. Those things need to be like $50 by now. Pretty ridiculous.
Heno, he also says concerts.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me because that is for sure one. And, you know, a lot of it comes from that dynamic pricing that Ticketmaster introduced. And the fact that Ticketmaster still fucking exists, which shouldn't, because they don't actually provide any real service.
No, they just take money out of your wallet.
Yeah, it's like, but you used to just go to the box office and fucking buy tickets.
Yeah.
Now you go to the box office and pay Ticketmaster for the tickets. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Like, do you remember when, you know, we're showing our age here, but like the Kroger that T used to work at actually had a Ticketmaster booth.
Yeah.
And you could go there and get concert tickets.
Yeah.
And okay, like that made sense. But if you're actually walking up to the box office, like the tickets I bought, you know, I bought them online from Ford Field's box office.
Right.
And the prices that were listed, I'm like, these aren't bad. And then I went through the process of buying them, and I was like, wow, these are way more expensive now.
Yeah, because it was like buying another ticket, probably at least.
It was, the fees were insane.
Yeah, because the last time I looked at when Bob Seger was playing his last like round of shows in Detroit.
Yeah.
I looked because my mom kind of wanted to go, and I was thinking of talking with my siblings about like, hey, this is an expensive ticket, but you know, it's what
Mom wants.
Right. Like, let's throw this in here and figure it out. And then when I saw the other, I'm like, God, that's like buying 3 tickets. It's like, you know, I think they were like $150 or so a piece. And it was like, can't come up with, even with my siblings, it's like, that's a lot of fucking money to come up with, So, and that was like, and then like you were saying about parking, it's like, I hadn't even thought about like parking,
Yeah.
And that was at Little Caesars Arena. So it's not like, it's going to be similar parking prices.
It's like,
so
like this weekend, honestly, we're probably kind of boned.
Yeah.
Because, I got to pay because we're going Friday and Sunday too.
Okay.
I got the 2-day ticket.
Oh, okay.
So I got to pay for parking twice, which that's whatever. I expected that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now like with Michelle's joints and stuff, it's like her and Stairs don't get along.
Right.
So I called them like a while ago, and it's like, oh yeah, well you can exchange for a handicap type seating, but it's first come first serve.
Oh,
so we got to be there like right when the doors open.
Wow.
So doors open at 4:30. Concert starts at 6.
Right.
So I'm like, I was telling her just actually right before we recorded, I'm like, we're gonna have to be like real strategic about what we're eating, because eating in the arena is gonna be so expensive.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, we gotta like eat first, and then like maybe get something light there or something.
I just smuggle some sandwiches in your pants.
Oh my god, I wish. Believe me, I wish. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a kick to the old pants this weekend, I'm sure.
It sure will.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't surprised by anyone saying concerts, because I've seen so many people online say that basically like, I don't even think about actually Heno and I just talked about this a few weeks ago, like how he asked me if I saw somebody was going or was going to be on tour or something like that. And I was like, I think it was. And I was like, no, I was like, I really don't even look anymore. I'm like, after seeing what Metallica was last year, not even the one you're going to, but the time they were here before, when it was America. And remember, I was like, dude, the nosebleeds all the way up in the back of the baseball stadium were like $150. And I was like, that pretty much told me I'm done with concerts.
Right.
I mean, little shows, sure, where it's $20 or $30 to go, or even up to like maybe 50 or something.
Yeah, bar shows for sure.
Yeah, I can live with that. Or even small venue shows, like if it's a little small, like in a theater or something like that or whatever, sure. But yeah, arena shows, nah, I'm done. Like I can't even imagine what tickets cost for some of these like festivals now.
I'm sure it's insane.
Like I remember, back in the 90s or 2000s, like the festivals were expensive, but they weren't like, it was a few hundred, like a couple $300 for a, but you're going for like a weekend, or even if it was a 1-day pass, you're getting like 12 bands.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So you're like, well, if I divide this by 12 headliner bands or
like
something,
it's justified.
It's fine. Yeah. Now it's like I said, I can't help but look back at that Summer Sanitarium show with Metallica as the headliner, and it was like Kid Rock when he was at his peak of rap stuff, Korn, System of a Down, Power Man 5000, and am I forgetting somebody? I feel like there might have been one. Anyway, but even still, those 5 were like, except for Power Man 5000, the other ones were pretty big bands at the time, and that ticket was $75 out the door.
Yeah.
Like including Ticketmaster fees, it was $75 for all those bands.
Right.
Like $75 only gets me half of a ticket in the worst seat possible for that show.
$75 gets you parking.
Right. It's like, I guess I'm just going to sit in the parking lot like those Swifties did, where they just sat outside the arena because it was so loud you could still hear it.
Crazy.
That's my move for this weekend. I'm just going to go hear Metallica.
I love it. We actually have an answer on Instagram this time, Brian.
Oh, yeah?
Our buddy Shortside from across the pond. We love this guy.
Right.
He says Jack Daniels, unless it's on special. Unless it's on special, I'm headed for Jim Beam. And he says IPA is getting pretty pricey over here as well. So picking up some tasty supermarket brands instead sometimes. They ain't no Surly Furious, but not bad in a pinch.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, I don't really drink Jack Daniels, but it wouldn't surprise me if that stuff went up too, because everything else has gone up.
What makes me interested about like his comment is he lives in Britain, England, whatever. I don't want to offend anybody, but it makes me wonder, American bourbon, how expensive it is over there.
Yeah, because at that point it is going to have to be shipped over there. I assume. I don't assume have any sort of a distillery over there making American product. I wouldn't think.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
Because I know, like, I watched a video the other day of a British guy sampling American, like, classic American domestics.
Yeah.
And he did it before, but apparently overseas they've got, like, Budweiser breweries over there.
Yes. Yeah.
So he had stuff shipped from America to him.
Okay.
So he tried the actual American ones.
Right. Because even when I was in Toronto, like, they had Budweiser that was from up there.
Right.
And it had a different flavor than Budweiser here. You know, so that doesn't surprise me that they do that. I can totally see companies like InBev doing that. But distillery is a little different, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of like. Because, like, I'm thinking he's like, Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. But I'm, like, thinking in my head, I'm like, well, I know there's, like, better bourbons you can get that are even cheaper. But I'm like, I bet you they're not available over there.
Right, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah.
Like Old Forester, it's pretty tasty, and it's, it's cheaper than those.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for us.
For us.
Right.
Yeah, it's just some never thought about that before.
Yeah. The IPAs one, though, I've seen there's been some creep here, too, because I forgot where there was. There was some place. God, what place was it? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But it was some local place, and they were showing like their beer specials, and they were like blah 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 IPAs, and it was like $8 a glass, and I was like, that crept up a tad,
a little bit.
Normally, I mean, a lot of IPAs are about 6 to 7. Doubles typically are where you start spending more money.
Brian, everything's fucking expensive.
Yeah. It's true. So you're gonna start stealing everything.
That's why I'm brewing beer.
Yeah. That's why you should just park on some random person's yard, and
In fact, my my honey brown ale, I'm kegging it this weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm still trying to. I should have had you try some of my hard seltzer when you were here.
Oh yeah,
that's what I got right here. My little.
That's not water at all.
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I was like, I need a bigger vessel to have more, and I was like, oh, I got these water bottles, perfect.
I feel so misled. I thought you were being a good boy over there drinking your water.
I drank water right off the rip.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
And then I drank fucking peanut Pepsi.
Yeah, I think we're good with that.
Yeah. Until we have a weekend of doing it.
Right, of course.
No, that's all I got there.
Alrighty, well, let's read Cheetos. Oh my goodness, he wrote all this stuff. I gotta move your picture here. All right, so he says, since COVID and things skyrocketing and not really going back down in price, this is a tough question of the week. Says, however, I'm going to say going out to a nice dinner in a fancy restaurant. The cost of food has gone way up, and these places have jacked the prices up and above and beyond what it's actually worth. I say choose a small, local, preferably family-owned place that has good food. Yeah, you might pay a little more than you did a couple years ago, but they aren't trying to gouge your bank account. They're just trying to stay open and pay the employees. You can still dress up a little, still have a great meal, and still treat your date, spouse, whatever, to a great time out. Support your local businesses, support that family-owned place, and put money back into your community instead of corporate office or company heads' pockets. He says salty selections. He said toilet paper. He says, have you priced shit tickets these days? Makes me want to use the 3 seashells.
It's a nice call.
Yeah. Abby said groceries, but, obviously you still got to eat. And, Derek, we already read his answer. He said living. And he says grocery store eggs. He said, I got superior eggs from a local person for like $3 a dozen. Check around, folks. Someone's got chickens. That's actually a really good point.
He's not wrong.
Like especially when eggs were absolutely insane in the stores. They've come back down quite a bit.
Big time, yeah.
At least around here. I think they're back to pretty close to what they were before. They're a little higher, but not insane higher.
Right.
They said shoes. I seriously hate buying shoes or work boots. They just keep going up, and the quality's either the same or worse in a lot of cases. And he said, you know what is worth it? Subscribing to Salty Language on Patreon. Dollar for dollar, best value on the net.
Hell yeah. You preach, buddy.
There's a good lad right there. Yep.
Preach on.
Shoes is a good one. I hadn't thought about that. But it's true. I absolutely hate when I get to a point that I got to buy a new pair of shoes. And it's not because I hate like shoe shopping or anything. It's more just I'm like, well, here's $100 or whatever, like just gone.
Yeah, I haven't bought shoes in a long time, actually.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've got 2 pairs of Vans that I've had. Honestly, I've bought insoles for the older pair, and I actually need to buy a pair of insoles for the newer pair. I think that's really all that's worn down on them is the insoles. So also because those kind of shoes typically are more flat, so I the insoles help with the arches because they don't really have much arch support in them because they're not meant to.
Right.
Which is why when you go to the gym, you see everybody wearing fucking Chuck Taylors or skate shoes because they're all flat.
Yep, flat foot, baby. Woo.
So, yeah. Good one, though. Mr. Bandito.
Especially that Patreon.
Yeah,
situation.
That was easily the best thing in the, yeah. Very wise.
Quite nice.
All right. Well, I only have 4 for you to choose from.
I'm going to pick 3.
3? All right. This one's interesting, I think. What did you always want growing up, but once obtained, you don't want it anymore? Adulthood?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking along those lines. Like, I remember when I was younger being like, man, I can't wait till I get my own place. But now that like I've been, in several homes, the amount of work you got to put in.
By that you mean the breaking and entering you've done.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely home ownership. Like I love it, but at the same time, it fucking sucks.
Yeah. I can fully understand that because it's true. It's like when you're a kid, you're kind of, well, someday I'm going to have my own house. And, because you grow up under the my house, my rules with your parents.
Oh, for sure.
Then it's like, well, someday I'm going to make the rules. And then when you can make the rules, you realize that like you actually kind of don't make the rules, that you're still, paying other people and having to have things fixed or fix shit yourself.
Oh, YouTube's amazing because I've saved a ton of money thanks to YouTube.
Yeah. But it's not necessarily the wonderful thing that we were kind of told it was for years and years,
No. No,
but,
I mean, like I said, I'm a big fan. I love having my space. But at the same time, I'm like, I was bored under my door over here. It needs to be replaced. I got to start winterizing shit. It's just,
there's always
something going on.
Yeah. Always
I
something.
got a backyard full of dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, that can wait until September or so, Just what you do is just let the dogs go out there. Eventually, just get yourself a small, like one of those things they roll over the blacktop to flatten everything. Just right over the yard, grass seed over the top of it every year.
Perfect.
Done and
yeah,
done.
I don't know how it happened, but I was in my backyard yesterday because the dogs were back there fucking around. I just want to make sure they weren't like digging a quarry.
Yeah.
And my back fence is starting to, like, things are going, we've had a lot of construction on the road behind us, like it shakes the house construction.
Right.
And I think all the vibrations fucked up the fence. Like there's a part where the post is separating from the fence itself.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, it's a whole situation. And when I first moved in, right off the rip, I dropped like $700 because I had to replace a fence that blew over.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, I don't want to deal with this shit again. Right. So now that's my project this weekend. Well, Saturday because I'm, busy Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But I got to figure out a way to, because the move is get on the other side of the fence and just drill screws into it. But the guy's an asshole back there. I don't want to deal with him. Right. Yeah, so I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do here.
It's easy. Do it in the middle of the night.
Dude, that crossed my mind. I was like, I could get back there.
Up the fence, fix it, back over.
At 3 a.m, you hear my impact driver.
Yeah. Oh, if he comes out and gets too close,
Exactly.
Make sure you have your tuna fork on you.
I'll have it in my sock ready to go. Yeah.
That's right, just in case.
Hell yeah.
You'll never see that coming.
Exactly.
I'm just picturing you like Blue Raja just freaking throwing a fork at him.
Like I'll be like coming at him low like a Spetsnaz or something.
Yep. Oh, you just crawl on the ground like where you're on your belly crawling, and then just stab him right in the Achilles with the fork.
Oh yeah, when he hits the ground, it's then tuna fork to the face.
Yep. Only once though. Then you get up and run away.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Just like in Scream.
Naturally.
Yeah. I was trying to think if there's anything else, you know, that I could think of, but I really think I think you nailed that one, because I think so many people do want to have their own the independence thing, or like I said, just being an adult. Like when we're kids, all we want is to be an adult.
Yeah.
You know, we want to grow up so fast, and then once you're an adult, you're like, oh God, this is the biggest scam ever. Like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Should have stayed a kid.
Yeah, I think that every morning when I'm like, you know, going to work, and like, granted, I don't bust my ass physically anymore,
right?
But it still sucks, dude.
Have you thought about dressing like a teenager and going to high school?
Oh, what, with the skateboard? What's up, kids?
Yes. What's up, fellow youth?
Yes. Yeah.
You're looking radical today.
So red.
They're just like narc.
Yeah, no, being an adult sucks. I remember being a kid looking at my parents thinking like they know everything that's going on. And now that I'm like the age that my parents were at that time, and I'm like, man, if they felt like I don't know what's going on still.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It's like, God, it's like it was all smoke and mirrors the whole time.
100, yeah, for sure.
God damn it.
Yep. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there was some sort of like other possession or something, like, you know, not really a toy necessarily, but you know, like if there was something like a boom box or something like that, and you got it and you're like, oh, this is really not that big a deal. But I can't.
I mean,
I just
objects like that always pay off.
Yeah,
you know, like another one is a car.
House. Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're like, oh, hell yeah, I can't wait till I can drive. Fuck yeah. And then you get a car and then you're like, oh, I got to keep gassing this. Oh, I got to get the oil change. I got to, you know, especially like Leah, all her friends don't have cars. Oh, I'm driving my friends all over the place all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're all that wear and tear on your car.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, God. Oh, it sucks.
Yep. But yeah, start charging your friends gas money. You know?
Well, the one thing Leah did say is that
$25
their friends are pretty good about giving Leah gas money. So,
yep.
Which that's cool.
No free rides. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, because at first I was trying to think of objects too, but I'm like, you know, oh, I want a good computer. Oh, cool. I got, you know, that's cool. You get it, and you're like, yeah, this is awesome. You know?
Right. Well, you know, also as a kid, you know, like, you know, if you're on the phone with your friends and stuff, you think, oh, I can't wait to get my own phone. And it's like, but having your own phone's actually kind of cool. So
yeah,
it's you know, like, especially now with smartphones. I mean, if these were still just phones, I guess it wouldn't be that crazy. But, you know, given what all they can do, it's like, yeah, these are actually pretty awesome. So I'm very glad I have one.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you said, computer. It's like, I'm glad, you know, if you had to share a computer with people, when you get to where you have your own, it's like, it's just nice because then you just be on it when you want. And you can
you don't have to worry about
leave all your
history
stuff open. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I guess my answer is going to be a PS5. You know, because until I have one,
yeah, you don't know until you have it.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, this isn't that great. I can't afford any of the games.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. The Q of the W. What did you always want growing up, but once obtained, you don't want it anymore?
Crippling debt.
I mean, clearly. Yeah. Clearly the answer is love, Tony.
Obviously.
Who wants that shit?
Who wants that shit?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because that, like, the more I thought about it, it really is. I can't. Most of the stuff I can think of, I'm like, nah, actually, that's pretty cool to have.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Well, go. Oh no, play nice.
It's never gonna play nice. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's never gonna give you up. It's never gonna let you down.
No, I feel like it would give me up and let me down.
You're probably right.
I figure it would also tell a lie and, you know, desert me or whatever. All right. Well, there you go. That's show proper. Hang on for a few minutes to hear the insult or old English swear words that should make a comeback. Apparently, some of these are pretty silly. Yeah, but in the meantime, head over to saltylanguage.com, click on all the links, check out the network that we're part of, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. And if you're looking for a network for your show, come join us. And if you do and you talk to Mark, I don't know, what do you got for him this week?
Pepsi and peanuts, overrated.
All right, fair enough. Wow, so he should halt production on his one jar or one can Pepsi and peanuts?
His Tangent Bound Network branded cola nuts or whatever.
Yeah, cola nuts. Yeah. Oh boy, he's gonna be really heartbroken to hear this. Really fast tracking that.
Well, you know, it's what happens if you don't consult your boys over here at the Salty Language Podcast.
I heard he put production of our studio on hold just to make those, so he's gonna be really upset. Yeah. All that money that was going to go to us is going to that. So.
Yep, going to the weird cola nut plant.
Yep. No, cola nuts were a thing, weren't they?
It sounds familiar.
I feel like they are. Gotta have a quick. Cola nut starts with a K. That's what it is. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't even make any sense.
Apparently, they were used in like cola. So there you go.
I'll tell you, after drinking all these peanuts, we're gonna have some cola nuts. Hey-o.
I feel like they should have scraped those out when you had your colonoscopy, don't they? You got truck nuts in there.
They didn't. It was all that fluid I drank.
That's true. Yeah. That's tsunami.
Oh my god.
Or tsunami. I just said tsunami. Tsunami.
You did say tsunami.
I mean,
definitely a tsunami.
Given the consistency, the other might have been more accurate.
Exactly.
Yikes. Oh, God. Ooh. All right. Well, if you want to reach out to us on the socials, you can find us on Twitter/X at salty_language.
I don't know what this X is, Brian.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You can find me on some of the various socials at Stunami.
You can find me at The Monotony on Instagram. Salty Language Pod, got it on the YouTubes here. Check it out if you want to see some of the dumb shit we're talking about. Salty Language on TikTok, which I'm hoping to start doing some tropical cocktail shit on there.
Totally nude.
And then patreon.com/saltylanguage if you want to check out the diabetes-inducing Gummy Bear Showdown that's up currently.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah, and we got more. Like I said, I'm definitely down to do another cola and peanuts thing. I'm thinking I got the Spanish ones. We get salted. We get honey roast.
Okay. Yeah.
And we get several different kind of colas, and we try to figure out what's the best combination.
Right.
And then we get sad.
Yeah, I think you're probably gonna nail that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no win in that.
The pint glass is a big mistake. I should have had a small glass.
Yeah. Because most of the stuff I see online is they just dump it right in the bottle, which I don't understand.
So I'm thinking small glasses so we can have the combinations, and we'll figure out what's the best.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
And Brian, you got a little side sitch.
Yeah, actually, it reminds me I gotta reach out to Heno about that. Yeah, it's called The Crazy Life. It's me and Heno talking about mental health stuff or mental wellness, addiction, recovery, all that kind of stuff. Just whatever crosses our path currently. And it's been a couple weeks since we've done an episode. We're due for one. The last time we talked about SSRIs and alcohol and whether they're, you should mix the two, or whether it's okay to mix the two. I don't want to make it sound like you're supposed to mix the two.
Like, obviously this is the move.
Yeah. Like, there's only one way to wash down my bipolar meds, and that's with a fifth of whiskey.
Hell yeah, brother.
Probably a bad move.
Probably.
Yeah. But anyways, if you're into that kind of thing, please give us a listen.
Nice.
Or don't be a jerk. Whatever.
Yeah, people be jerks.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the Old English swear word for this week is Addlepate, I guess.
I thought it was going to be Crankadon.
No. Crackedon?
Crackadon?
Crackledon? Whatever.
Crackledon. That sounds fun.
Yeah. It says, next time you meet someone for whom the word jerk just seems too nice, try calling them an addlepate. This phrase refers to a person who is inconsiderate and foolish. Feel free to cackle evilly when you see a look of confusion cross their face at the strange new phrase you're calling them. I feel like they're probably just going to slap you across the face.
Yeah, I feel like they're really, whoever wrote that's really like pushing that this word's going to really crush people if you're going to cackle evilly.
I feel like that was written in the 1300s.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about that. Yeah, I was just doing a quick thing. Yeah, it looks like most of it is like a stupid person is what it comes out. So.
Oh, what was it again? Got crackled down.
Crackled down. Yeah.
Is that what it was? What was it again?
Addlepate.
Addlepate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Addlepate equals jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that one.
No. I agree. Yeah. Doesn't really do.
My brain's addled. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what is the origin of the word addlepated? And it says the words addlepated, addle-brained, and addle-headed are derived from an Old English term adela or adela, I don't know, which means liquid filth. Which liquid filth's a good name for a drink.
Yeah, that's what I got in this pint glass right here.
Yeah.
You just wait till you see the picture on Instagram, Brian.
God. In the 17th century, the term addle-eye came into use, meaning a rotten egg that does not hatch. Man, they were not good at insults back then.
Or maybe they're amazing and we don't even know it.
Can you imagine like we go back in time, right? We step out of the time machine only, just in time to hear somebody call someone an addlepate, and they're just destroyed by it. Meanwhile, we're standing there like, really? That's all this fucker's got?
Yeah, this fucking dirty cunt's got.
Addlepate? Like, ooh.
Yeah, all right, ooh, boy.
Meanwhile, the guy's, he's dropped his handkerchief and his opera glasses, and he's just destroyed by it. His family's ruined because he's been called this.
Exactly. He's got to do a duel now.
Yeah. Yeah. He immediately slaps him with a glove. Yeah. How dare you besmirch my family honor?
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Like, guys, really? Like, I don't know that you need to have a gunfight over this. Like, maybe just settle down. Probably not, I guess.
Probably not.
All right, so there you go. That's the insult of the week.
There you go. I believe that's a show, Brian.
Yep, it is.
We did it again.
That's what I've heard. All right, well, there you go. Until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine. Or actually, have a liquid. What did I say that was? I forgot already. Liquid something.
Liquid filth.
Yeah, liquid filth.
Yeah. I'm going to say have a pint of peanuts and Pepsi, and you'll be like, meh.
Yeah. Pissed.
Stay salty or something.
Like those peanuts?
No, I'm so disappointed. Like before the show, I was sitting down here just munching on the peanuts going, these are delicious. And then I put them in with Pepsi. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I've ruined a reputation.
Of Pepsi or the peanuts?
Peanut. Pepsi's reputation's been ruined in my life for years.
Yeah. It has been for most people. Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
All right.